Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.
So now we're going to study the different prayers, verse by verse. So, first is verse number 22. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Krishna Krishna Mahabaho.
Krishna Krishna Mahabaho.
Bhaktanam Abhyayankara.
Bhaktanam Abhyayankara.
Tvam eko Dyamananam.
Tvam eko Dehyamananam.
Aparvago si Sangsmrite.
Apavargo si samshrite.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna said, Krishna,
Krishna,
O Lord Krishna,
O Lord Krishna,
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 O Lord Krishna,
O Lord Krishna,
Mahabaho,
Mahabaho,
He who is the Almighty,
He who is the Almighty,
Bhaktanam,
Bhaktanam,
of the devotees, Abhayankara,
Abhayankara,
eradicating the fears of, Tvam, you, Eka, alone, Dayamananam, those who are suffering from, Apavarga, the path of liberation, Asi, are, Sangsrite, in the midst of material miseries. Arjuna said, O my Lord Sri Krishna, you are the Almighty Personality of Godhead. There is no limit to your different energies. Therefore, only you are competent to instill fearlessness in the hearts of your devotees. Everyone in the flames of material miseries can find the path of liberation in you only. Purport. Arjuna was aware of the transcendental qualities of Lord Sri Krishna, as he had already experienced them during the Kurukshetra war, in which both of them were present. Therefore, Arjuna's version of Lord Sri Krishna is authoritative. Krishna is almighty, and especially the cause of fearlessness for the devotees. A devotee of the Lord is always fearless because of the protection given by the Lord. Material existence is something like a blazing fire in the forest, which can be extinguished by the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna. The spiritual master is the mercy representative of the Lord. Therefore, a person burning in the flames of material existence may receive the rains of mercy of the Lord through the transparent medium of the self-realized spiritual master. The spiritual master, by his words, can penetrate into the heart of the suffering person and inject knowledge transcendental, which alone can extinguish the fire of material existence. Text number 23. Please repeat. Tvam adya purusha sakshad.
Tvam adya purusha sakshad.
Ishvara prakrite para.
Ishvara prakrite para.
Mayang vyudasya chaktya.
Mayam vyudasya chakya.
Kaivalye sthita atmani. Tvam adya.
Tvam adya.
You are the original.
You are the original
Purusha,
Purusha,
the enjoying personality,
the enjoying personality,
Sakshat,
Sakshat,
directly,
directly,
Ishvara,
Ishvara,
the controller,
the controller,
Prakrite,
Prakriti,
of material nature,
of material nature,
Para,
Para,
transcendental,
transcendental,
Mayam,
Mayam,
the material energy,
the material energy,
Vyudasya,
Yudasya,
one who has thrown aside
one who has thrown aside
Chit Shaktya
Chitta Sakya
by dint of internal potency,
by dint of internal potency,
Kaivalye,
Kaivalya,
in pure eternal knowledge and bliss,
in pure internal knowledge and bliss,
Sthita,
Sthita,
placed, Atmani,
Atmani,
own self.
own self.
You are the original personality of Godhead, who expands himself all over the creations and who is transcendental to material energy. You have cast aside the effects of the material energy by dint of your spiritual potency. You are always situated in eternal bliss and transcendental knowledge. Purport. The Lord states in the Bhagavad Gita that one who surrenders unto the lotus feet of the Lord can get release from the clutches of nescience. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya, or material existence, is just like darkness. Wherever there is the light of the sun, darkness or ignorance at once vanishes. The best means to get out of the world of ignorance is suggested here. The Lord is addressed herein as the original personality of Godhead. From him, all other personalities of Godhead expand. The all-pervasive Lord Vishnu is Lord Krishna's plenary portion or expansion. The Lord expands himself in innumerable forms of Godhead and living beings along with his different energies. But Sri Krishna is the original, primeval Lord from whom everything emanates. The all-pervasive feature of the Lord, experienced within the manifested world, is also a partial representation of the Lord. Paramatma, therefore, is included within him. He is the absolute personality of Godhead. He has nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material manifestation, because he is far above the material creation. Darkness is a perverse representation of the sun, and therefore the existence of darkness depends on the existence of the sun. But in the sun proper, there is no trace of darkness. As the sun is full of light only, similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, beyond the material existence, is full of bliss. He is not only full of bliss, but also full of transcendental variegatedness. Transcendence is not at all static, but full of dynamic variegatedness. He is distinct from the material nature, which is complicated by the three modes of material nature. He is Parama, or the chief. Therefore, he is absolute. He has manifold energies, and through his diverse energies, he creates, manifests, maintains, and destroys the material world. In his own abode, however, everything is eternal and absolute. The world is not conducted by the energies or powerful agents by themselves, but by the potent, all-powerful with all energies. So who is the potent, all-powerful?
Krishna.
Krishna. Excellent. You passed your examination. Very good. Text number 24. Please repeat. Sa eva jiva lokasya
Sa eva jiva lokasya
maya mohita chetasa
maya mohita chetasa
vidhatse svena viryena
daste svena viryena
shreyo dharmadi lakshanam
shreyo dharmadi lakshanam
saha.
saha.
That transcendence.
That transcendence
Eva.
certainly
Jiva lokasya.
jiva lokasya
Of the conditioned living beings.
of the conditioned living being
Maya mohita.
maya mohita
Captivated by the illusory energy.
captivated by the illusory energy
Chetasa.
chetasa
By the heart.
by the heart
Vidhatse.
thus
Execute.
execute
Svena.
when
By your own.
by your own
Viryena.
virena
Influence.
influence
Sreya.
Shreya,
Ultimate good.
ultimate good
Dharma adi.
dharmadi
Four principles of liberation.
four principles of liberation
Lakshanam.
Lakshana,
Characterized by.
characterized by
And yet, though you are beyond the purview of the material energy, you execute the four principles of liberation characterized by religion and so on for the ultimate good of the conditioned souls. So what are those four principles of liberation?
dharma artha,
Dharma, Artha,
kama
Kam,
moksha
Moksha. Now for the bonus question. What is beyond moksha? Love of Godhead. What's the Sanskrit? Krishna Prema. Excellent. You have made me very happy, advanced class. Now I'm fired up. What do you think, Kamlesh? Yes. Okay. Purport. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, descends on the manifested world without being influenced by the material modes of nature. Question. If that was not true, if Krishna was influenced by the material modes of nature, what would that necessarily conclude?
there is one of us
What's that?
there is one of us
Yes? What else did you say? And so therefore, if this is true, then what is supreme? What? Okay, if he's influenced by the material modes of nature, then the material modes of nature
Is higher
are
than-
supreme.
supreme
Obviously, they must be supreme. So this is a very important concept. Lord Chaitanya points this out. If you do not understand this point, that when Krishna comes, he's not affected. If you think otherwise, then your thinking is wrong.
Prabhu, but Maya is also his energy. So if he is the energetic is always higher than the energy, right?
But yes, but we're talking about the material energy. Now, what you're trying to get at, that happens in the spiritual energy when Krishna becomes under the influence of Yoga Maya. When Krishna comes under the influence of Yoga Maya, he gives up that Godhead, majestic. He becomes Damodar and plays with Yashoda.
Yeah, that's
Right?
what he wants to do.
Yes, yes. So what you're trying to do can never happen in the material energy. Can never. Because the material energy is the inferior energy. It's the illusory energy.
But still under his control.
Of course, of course. But the very fact that he would be influenced by the material energy would make the material energy supreme. Now, if you wanted to say that means Yoga Maya is supreme, I would accept it. Yoga Maya, the spiritual energy. Because he does allow himself to come under the influence of Yoga Maya. You see the difference? Okay. Let's continue. What?
I've got a question.
Yes.
I accept that he's going to increase our Maya. But it's very easy to convince other people. Because they say, for example, like he showed me the leg because of his last incarnation. And also like, you know, his first thing came true. So it's very, very hard to convince other people.
Yes. So therefore,
I didn't get the question.
what's that?
I didn't get the question, but
Say it again, Kamlesh.
I agree. I understand that Krishna is not affected by material. I agree 100%. But it's very hard to convince other people. But they give an example.
Not all people, a certain class of people.
I mean, many people.
Yes, many people.
They say like you shot in the arrow. And then the reason for that is because his last
So, those people will only be convinced under certain conditions. First, they have to become humble. Second of all, they have to accept a spiritual master. Because these Vedic scriptures are not just because you have knowledge of Sanskrit and this that you can understand. What did we learn at the very beginning? How can you understand Srimad Bhagavatam? What did we learn at the beginning of the class? Devotional service. That's how you... So yes, there are many things in the Krishna Lila which most people don't understand. They think that Krishna is sinful because he danced the rasa dance. I'm sure you've met those kinds of idiots. Yes, because they're going by their material logic. That's why they're going by material logic. So such persons will only come to understand. They become submissive. They start to hear from a bona fide spiritual master and learn through the scriptures. Just as the whole point of Bhagavad Gita is to come to the point, surrender to Krishna. So, before discussing Krishna Lila, you should tell them, let's go back to Bhagavad Gita first. First, you have to understand Krishna's position. Then this kind of thinking won't occur. So that's why we go through Bhagavad Gita systematically to kick out all kinds of doubts about whether Krishna is God. And also in the Bhagavatam, where Krishna Prem, where is Krishna Lila in Bhagavatam? 10th canto. You've got to study 9 first before you can understand what Krishna's doing in the 10th canto. Otherwise, yes, common people will misunderstand. So that's why for most people, the beginning lessons is Bhagavad Gita. But this is the advanced class. We've already gone through Bhagavad Gita several times. Anybody here still not convinced that Krishna is God? Anybody? Good. Otherwise, we got to go back to Bhagavad Gita. All right. Can we continue?
yes.
All right. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, descends on the manifested world without being influenced by the material modes of nature. He is eternally beyond the material manifestations. He descends out of his causeless mercy only to reclaim the fallen souls who are captivated by the illusory energy. They are attacked by the material energy and they want to enjoy her under false pretexts, although in essence the living entity is unable to enjoy. One is eternally the servitor of the Lord, and when one forgets this position, he or she thinks of enjoying the material world, but factually one is in illusion. The Lord descends to eradicate this false sense of enjoyment and thus reclaim conditioned souls back to Godhead. How many times have you heard that expression? Back to Godhead. We did a whole DVD with Kamlesh back to Godhead. That's a very important point. Back where you came from. Just like this time last week, I was in Santiago. But then on Monday, I came back to my Namahat family. I came back. All right. That is the all-merciful nature of the Lord for the fallen souls. In other words, Krishna does not abandon us. Even though we left the spiritual world, He does not abandon us. Immediately, just to show that Krishna did not abandon us, when we left the spiritual world, immediately what did Krishna do?
He came with us.
What?
He came with us.
In what form?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So that's significant. He doesn't abandon us, even though we want to be independent, right? That's why we're here. We want to be independent. Krishna still helps us and tries to bring us back. Okay, let's do the next verse. Text number 25. Tatayam chavataraste
Tathayam charvadraste
Bhuvibara jahirshaya
Bhubhara jirasya
Swanam chananya bhavanam
Swanam chananya bhavanam
Anudyanaya chasakrit
Anudhyanaya chaskrit
Tata.
Tatha
Thus I am this cha and avatara incarnation te your bhuva of the material world bhara burden jahir shaya for removing swanam of the friends cha ananya bhavanam and of the exclusive devotees. Question, what does that mean, exclusive devotees? What does that mean? What makes one exclusive devotee? Wait, I want to hear Rama. That's what it means to be exclusive devotee. He's not putting his, like in your investments, you put a little here, you put a little there, that's not a devotee. Little here with this demigod, I'll do a little here with this devata. No. Exclusive devotee, all chips are in on Krishna. Yes? Radharani and hey. You cannot separate Radharani from Krishna. You cannot separate Krishna from Radharani. When we say, okay, good point. When we say Krishna, Krishna means Krishna, Radharani, his incarnations, his devotees. That's all included. What's that? No, because we have to understand what we mean by this term. When we say exclusive devotee of Krishna, that means Krishna, Krishna's name, fame, form, pastimes, entourage. It's all included with not just Krishna alone. We don't want Krishna just, everybody else get out of the way. Radharani, move over. No, that's not the understanding. Radharani, it's my turn. No. When we say Krishna, automatically, it's just like, if I come to your house, I expect to see Meena and your sons. Right? I love you, but I don't just want to see you. I want to see, right? So when you say this word Krishna, it includes Radharani, the gopis, because Krishna's not alone. Prabhupada points this out. That picture of Krishna alone, he never liked. At least there must be a cow. Krishna's always in the association of his devotees. That's that Mayavad understanding. Just me and God. That's still some tinge of impersonalism. No, It includes everybody. Okay? All right. What's that? Yeah, devotees. Okay. And your exclusive, okay. Thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the, but these are good questions, keep it up. Get me, keep on my toes sharp. I like it. Thus you descend as an incarnation to remove the burden of the world and to benefit your friends, especially those who are your exclusive devotees and are wrapped in meditation upon you. Purport. It appears that the Lord is partial to his devotees. Everyone is related with the Lord. He is equal to everyone, and yet he is more inclined to his own men and devotees. The Lord is everyone's father. No one can be his father, and yet no one can be his son. His devotees are his kinsmen, and his devotees are his relations. This is his transcendental pastime. It has nothing to do with mundane ideas of relations, fatherhood, or anything like that. As mentioned above, the Lord is above the modes of material nature, and thus there is nothing mundane about his kinsmen and relations in devotional service. Text number 26. Please repeat. Kim idam svit kuto veti.
Kim idam svit kuto veti.
Deva deva navednyaham.
Deva deva navedyam.
Sarvato mukam ayati.
Sarvato mukham ayati.
Teja paramadarunam.
Teja parmadarunam.
Kim, what is
What is
idam,
idam?
this,
This
svit,
sweet.
does it come?
Does it come?
Kutaha,
Taha.
where from?
Which from?
Va iti,
Vaiti.
be either.
Be either.
Deva deva,
Deva deva.
O Lord of lords.
O Lord of Lords.
So we see the same phrase in Bhagavad Gita. Deva deva jagatpate, Arjuna says. So deva means Lord, but Krishna is Deva Deva, the Lord of all the other lords. And we see that in Bhagavad Gita. Mattak parataram nanyat. No truth superior to me. Purport. Anything. Oh, Lord. Let's do the translation. Did we do all the words?
Yes.
O Lord of lords, how is it that this dangerous effulgence is spreading all around? Where does it come from? I do not understand it. So, there's a difference between Arjuna and Krishna. Arjuna is limited, and Krishna is unlimited. When Arjuna does amazing things, it is because somebody is empowering him, namely
Krishna.
Krishna. And Arjuna realized that after Krishna disappeared. When Arjuna left Dwaraka and returned to Hastinapur, Arjuna told Yudhishthira, this Gandiva bow, useless now. I am the same Arjuna, but these arms, nothing. I now understand. I could do so many things. Why? Krishna was empowering me. And we learned that from Bhagavad Gita. I am the ability in man. So all these athletes, after the game, they step up to the microphone, pound their chest. I did this. Rascal, you did it because Krishna empowered you. Yes, you did your part, but if Krishna wants at any moment, he can cripple you. All right, purport. Anything that is presented before the personality of Godhead should be so done after due presentation of respectful prayer. So this is the science of praying. This is the science. Everything is a science. There's a science to cooking. You don't just go, no. This much, like you're making rice. You use this much grain, this much water, just the right amount of salt. Too much salt, can't eat it. Got to throw it out. So there's a science. That's why the women, they're all scientists, because they've mastered the art of cooking. There's a science to singing. We will hear from my good friend. He will sing the science. So the process, you first glorify God, then you make your presentation. Everybody chant the Maha Mantra.